Hello YouTube readers and welcome to a new clip where we're gonna explore 6 steps you can take on your way to becoming a better skater. Whether you're just starting your inline journey or you're as proficient as they come, there's always room for practice and improvement. Let's start off with number 1. Grass is your friend. If you're a beginner, teleport yourself to the nearest patch of green fields and you may begin to feel out your center of gravity, making sure you learn to walk and stay low with each move and spread out the room you cover in order to determine how your weight plays into your overall balance. If you're planning to learn a 360 or 540 spin on flat ground, or whatever it is you want to learn, it's perhaps much better to take a spill on some lush grass. And I can't stress enough that this is a step that any beginner or seasoned skater can take to practice any move. Number 2. Flex your knees. A lesson you can practice even without skates, because this is crucially your suspension. And when you'll get to bigger speeds and performing tricks, absorbing those shocks will prove essential. The key thing is to have your knees hovering over the first wheel of your skates. This might not seem like much, but it actually keeps your legs primed for shock absorption and also being able to pop into a jump when encountering an obstacle. Number 3. More of a caution than anything else, but don't attempt to go hill bombing without wearing a helmet, knee pads, and gloves, no matter how in control you might feel. This is something I'm more than guilty of doing, and I wouldn't want anyone exposing themselves to this risk, as there can be cars, small rocks, and other shapes within the surface that can take you by surprise. There have been quite a few fatalities associated with skating, and as fun as it is, we must not take its risks lightly, especially if we're not accustomed to step number 4, learning how to turn. I do have a dedicated clip on this one, and I encourage each and every beginner to learn how to correctly scissor their feet and lean to your side in order to approach the curve correctly. This actually results in a follow-up step where you can find a very small incline, as we can see here, that you can learn how to negotiate before conquering bigger slopes. Of course, it is best to use all of the surface available to you when descending, and having some good brakes in your arsenal can help. But at first, you can actually learn how to use turning as a means of slowing down and even stopping. Remember that if you learn how to turn sharply enough, you can start climbing again, and when that momentum ends, you simply need to place your feet at a 90-degree angle opposing the descent's direction, and much like in skiing, you've come to a halt. Number 5. Standing on 2 wheels. Whether it's on your front, back, or front and back wheels, this is a very important part of evolving your balance. Doing this on grass will be less scary. You can start by slightly shifting your chest over your front wheels and slowly rising on your front wheels. Try to keep the wheels a bit further apart to maximize the contact surface, thus having a better chance of finding your balance. Learning this skill will also enhance your ability to negotiate falls and shifting your weight quickly from one leg to the other. Check out my clip on one-legged balance that also plays a huge role in this. Number 6. Climbing and going downstairs. I know there are many other steps and lessons that are much cooler, but in my opinion, none as useful in the urban scene as how to approach some stairs. Learning this step on conquering steps is key to having a much smoother city flow in the long run, because, as we know, stairs are pretty much everywhere. Now, I'm not speaking about stair bashing, of course, as that's a totally different level of crazy, but rather learning how to keep your legs in a diagonal and keeping your upper weight shifted forward when you climb. For those of you starting out, I would strongly suggest protective gear and doing this move while also holding on to a handrail. Going down is more problematic as you'll need great balance to negotiate the same move as you descend. However, I would initially suggest learning to go down by placing your legs in a parallel. No need to rush with each leg going to the next step. You can simply place one foot on the step and bring the other one next to it in the same position, and repeat until there are no more steps. Again, if you're new to this sport, I can't stress enough to practice each move as much as possible on grass before going to the real obstacle. Imagining obstacles is quite fun actually. Hope this helps you out. Until next time, skate like there's no tomorrow. See ya.